Hello, what is up, y'all? My name is Kay, and welcome back to your Big Brother live feed recap. So, we just ended the new split house twist, which resulted in the first double eviction of the season. Since then, there has been a new HOH crown, and there's even a possible big new target for this week. There is a lot to talk about, but first, before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button below just so you can stay up to date, as I will be covering Big Brother all season long. Now, let's get started. So when we last left off, the house was still split. Jasmine was the primary target for Michael, and as we saw, Michael was able to follow through with her eviction until the bitter end. Overall, the week inside the house was pretty straightforward, so there's nothing really to catch you up on there. The same cannot be said for the outsiders though. We all saw Kyle blow up the leftovers and throw Joseph under the bus pretty hard. Joseph tried really hard to save his game, but to no avail. And things got even crazier last week when the live feeds cut off outside for days at a time. That's when fans started speculating that a wall yeller was the probable cause, attempting to yell something over the wall to the house guests that would save Joseph in the game. So eventually, when Kyle got replaced on the block by Terrance, things got even more confusing, as fans, we really truly didn't know the real reason why. Now, I know the TV edit made it seem like Terrance was some sort of chaotic neutral mastermind that pulled off this big move just in order to get information from everybody, but I don't think that was the case. See, the producers and editors will always try to edit out wall yellers and other big controversies like this because they don't want the people to really know that it happened in real life. And if I was a betting woman, I'd wager that the wall yeller said something to make Terrance at least a little bit suspicious of Kyle, you know? One of the more popular rumors did state that the wall yeller said something like, Kyle is a liar or something to that effect. Of course, these are all rumors and it's not confirmed, but it's just my personal opinion. But even with Kyle on the block next to him, Joseph never really stood a chance. He really did try his damnedest to save himself though, and at one point he even threw Michael, Brittany, and Taylor under the bus a little bit, which is going to be really important later.
Yeah, I know for sure, because Taylor, Michael, and Taylor, Michael, and Brittany they were a mini thing for leftovers.
Oh, easily. They're like locked and loaded, you can tell. Jasmine always used to say that, you can tell.
So with Jasmine and Joseph now gone off to jury, it's now time to crown the new HOH. The competition this week was that same tiny veto comp that Devon and Alyssa won in previous seasons. When the feeds eventually came back on after the HOH competition, it was revealed that Turner was the winner and now has his second HOH of the season. So with this win, Turner is going to go to talk to his closest ally, Kyle. Turner is gonna tell Kyle that he's feeling really divided. On one hand, they have the after party, which is the new alliance of outsiders that they just formed within the last week. He does really want to stay loyal to them, but also he knows that Terrance and Alyssa are two of the weakest players in the game, and therefore really aren't going to make good allies. And then on the other hand, there's the rest of the leftovers. Turner could keep more blood off of his hands by staying loyal to them, but on that side, Michael and Brittany are two of the strongest duos in the house, and so therefore, of course, they're a big threat in the game. There's pros and cons everywhere. Personally, I do think Michael and Brittany would be the smartest targets just because, you know, they are the best players in the house. But at first, Turner has a really hard time accepting the fact that he'll have to target some of the leftovers. But that is all going to change very soon. Remember earlier when I said that Joseph had been throwing Michael, Brittany, and Taylor under the bus to save himself? Well, Kyle does, and he's really going to start pushing these points to Turner. Joseph did say that Michael, Brittany, and Taylor are all three a solid trio and that they should gun for them because they're going to be a big threat in the game. Turner does agree with these points, but he is still scared to make such a big move. But that's when they start to think about Monte. They figure that if they can convince Monte that the pound, remember the pound? If they can convince Monte that the pound is still a thing and is still together and bring Monte over to their side, then maybe they can convince him to target Michael too.
Because if we could get Monte on our side and be strong with the pound and then take out Michael Taylor, Brittany,
That
and
would
then
be
we're
ideal.
solid.
So the guys are gonna grab Monte and they're all gonna meet up to chat. That's when Monte reveals that his true loyalty really is with the Pound, and he starts throwing Michael and Brittany under the bus hard. Monte reveals that Kyle and Turner are Michael and Brittany's #1 targets, which is totally true. He also talks about how Michael and Brittany were trying to play both sides during the whole Alyssa veto debacle, which is also true.
I call out Michael. I'm like, dude, Michael, what are you thinking? Because behind closed doors, he's like, we need her to stay for this reason, this reason, this reason. Neutral. And I'm like, red flag.
Because he knew he said something to me.
Yep.
He said something to Taylor.
And Brittany was freaking out. She was just sitting there shaking like the entire time, not saying a damn word.
They even gossip about how Michael is the strongest and the best game player in the house, which of course is true. This whole conversation is able to solidify the fact that Michael, Brittany, and Taylor will be the targets this week, but especially Michael. He's the main one that needs to go. Now, I personally love this from Turner's standpoint because I do think this is the right move for him to make for his game. But on a personal note, Michael and Taylor are two of my favorite players this season, so it does kind of suck to see them targeted. So there it is. Turner will likely nominate Brittany and Taylor just so Michael doesn't have as big of a shot of playing in the veto. Right now, it's looking likely that one of those three will be leaving, but with this house, who really knows? Of course, I would love to know, what do you all think of Turner's plans for the week? Do you think he's doing what's best for his game, or is there something else he should be doing instead? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really excited to see how this week is going to play out. When Michael and Brittany get blindsided, I know it's going to be game on. I know it's going to be crazy, so I'm just waiting for the drama. Of course, I will let you all know if anything else changes, but until then, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.